Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I'm really excited for this video because it's gonna be my book recommendations like Lana Del Rey songs. So I picked out like a selection of books that I read and some I haven't, and I wanted to kind of like match the vibe of the book with the song, or basically all of these books are like Lana Del Rey songs, so I've paired some because I thought they just really like gave that vibe. So if you didn't know, I'm literally obsessed with Lana Del Rey. Like, she is my favorite artist ever. She's been my top Spotify artist for the past 5 years, or like 6 years now, so I feel like I've got to do her justice and give some book recommendations like Lana Del Rey songs or her vibe. So I've also seen her in concert twice and it was the best thing ever, like so much fun. So I'll put in some clips. So I saw her in Paris in 2024, so that was kind of like her last like kind of end. It was like the end of her tour of Did You Know There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard. That was kind of the end of that tour, and then I saw she was like having another like little tour in 2025, and I was like, oh my god, I need to get tickets. I need to go with my friends because my friends also love Lana Del Rey. So we went to see her in Cardiff and it was so good, and that's when she kind of was bringing out some like new songs and like unreleased songs from her album, which is supposed to come out today, but or yesterday, and it didn't come out. No. Also, why is it called Stove? I don't know, but she played some songs from there, and I'll put in some clips as well, and that was also amazing. Like, we were a bit further back and we were sat down this time, so it was like I actually got to properly like enjoy like the show and like actually like sit down and relax. But yeah, like I am a big fan of Lana Del Rey. That's kind of like my qualification for like these book recommendations, because they definitely match the vibe. I really enjoy reading them, so I hope you guys can too. So I just had to flip the camera because I realized obviously everything's going to be flipped and everything's going to be backwards. So I flipped it and it should be in place now. The first book I'm going to start with is actually a book I'm already reading right now, and it actually inspired me to make this video because I was reading it and I was like, this is so Lana Del Rey coded cool vibes. So it is by a Danish author. I can't pronounce her name. I think it's Lydia Ernst. I'm not sure, but it's translated by Sherilyn Nicolette Helberg, and I'm literally obsessed with it. So this book is following 5 friends reuniting in a kind of like a summer house in the middle of the forest, and they're just kind of like, they haven't seen each other in a really long time. They're just getting back to like the vibe and everything like that, and it is just like so good. Like, she makes so many references to like things that I just love, like Call Me By Your Name, like Margaret Duras, like all these like things that I'm like, oh my god, yes, I literally love them. So it's set in summer, so it's definitely got that kind of like very like summery Lana Del Rey like aesthetic like vibes to it. Like, I can literally just like, she uses really good like imagery and stuff, and I can literally picture like they're in the forest, like the lake, so summery, but it's also very like sultry, and like there's definitely some like yearning going on and like connections between like couples and people, and like I'm not finished, but I think there's going to be some maybe like drama, or not drama, but like stuff that like goes on with the couples. So I'm very excited to finish this, but very Lana Del Rey. And then the songs that I've got for this one is Beautiful People, Beautiful Problems. Like, it fits so well. I literally was like looking for like discography and I was like, that is like the one. And then the other one is Summertime Sadness, because it just gives that like, oh, just that summer vibe. Like if you love the summer, you love like gazing by the lake, like doing all that stuff, this is definitely the book for you. And then the next book I recommend is The Girls by Emma Cline. So this is a book about a fictional cult, but it's like very, very similar to like Charles Manson and his kind of cult, and it's all about like the girls and how they live their lives, how free-spirited they are, and like kind of what drives them to what they do at the end of the book. I can't say if you know anything about the Manson cult or anything like that, you'll be able to see and tell kind of what's going to happen. But the vibes are just so like, it's crazy, like that's how I describe it. Like it's literally like crazy, like again, it's like a summer book. A lot of these books are like summer books because that is like what I love to read, and I feel like that's what Lana Del Rey gives, is kind of like a sultry hot summer, and this book definitely gives that. The song that I've paired this with is Ultraviolence. So this song obviously has like references to like the cult and like You're My Cult Leader, blah blah. And the next book that I think matches Lana Del Rey's vibe is a book called My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. Now, trigger warning, this book was not an easy read. The book details a relationship that this young girl had with her English teacher, and the manipulation and the kind of trauma that she went through, and now realizing in her later life. So it kind of takes you through that and the turmoil of what actually goes on and what actually happens in a relationship where the abuse of power is so prevalent and it's so illegal, but they keep on doing it and nothing like is going to stop that. Songs I would recommend for this one is obviously Lolita. Like I think it very like goes in with the like kind of content of the book. And then I thought also like Young and Beautiful, because I think that also like kind of goes along with the preface of the book. The next book I want to recommend is The Virgin Suicides by, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I think it's Jeffrey Eulides. I'm probably completely butchering that, but this is, I feel like it's quite a famous story because Sofia Coppola's famous Kirsten Dunst movie with her in it is like very viral, and like I've seen a lot of that. But I have read the book, and the book is also very, very like similar to that vibe. The book follows these sisters that are kind of controlled and like trapped in their house by their mother, and I know it doesn't sound like aesthetic in any way, but it's told from a perspective of these boys looking in. So it's told from the male gaze, and we kind of, that's how we see them. We don't actually learn like anything about how they view their lives or how they go around their day to day. So it's all from these like young boys' perspectives, and they definitely give like the idea that like they're just like kind of doing it for them, and they're putting themselves on display for them, like because they always see them like in the window or whatever. So I think there's definitely like that aspect which is like really interesting, and I thought this would definitely link with This Is What Makes Us Girls by Lana Del Rey, because I just think like it really encapsulates like the girl group and like how we function like through life, like with sisters and with friends and with people like that, like how that changes our experience. So I thought that would be like a good kind of match to go with them. So yeah, that was my next book. This book, I don't know how popular it is because I haven't seen a lot of people reading it, but it is called Marlena, I think that's how you pronounce it, by Julie Buntin. Now this story is all about a girl who's just moved to Michigan, and she's got a bit of a rocky life, like she doesn't have a good relationship with her mum, and she sees this girl, and this girl is like very intriguing to her, like she's fascinated by her and she wants to become friends, and it kind of follows that friendship and that relationship unfolding and what we kind of learn from the difference between perceiving someone and actually like knowing someone and knowing their struggles. So I think that is like a really interesting part of it. So I would say this book definitely goes with Carmen, because I think that's all about observing someone from afar and like looking at the kind of the cracks in their life and the cracks in the way they function, but they look so like effortless like doing it. Like that's what this song and this book, I feel like they go together so well. Definitely has aspects of like more of like Lana Del Rey's like beginnings, like Trailer Park, like that kind of rough, not rough, but like that kind of energy, that vibe. And the next book I've chosen that goes with the Lana Del Rey vibe is called Swimming in the Dark. And this book is all about a kind of like first love, not like forbidden, but like a hidden relationship between these two boys in communist Poland. So it's all about like having to suppress desires and having to be secret, and there's definitely like ups and downs in this relationship where it's not just about the two people, but it's about the outside context that changes the relationship and really like disrupts it, as you will see if you read the book. I thought this book could go with Tomorrow Never Came. This song has a feature from John Lennon's son, and I just feel like they give like the same, and not necessarily, it's like not the same context or like the same like topics sung and written about, but it definitely gives that kind of like being apart from someone and like wondering like what's gonna happen, and like will there be like a tomorrow, can this relationship continue? So I think that is like really like interesting parallels with the song and the book. My next book is one of my favorite books ever, like I'm obsessed with this book, I love it, is Bonjour Tristesse by, she's a French author, I think it's Françoise Sagan, I'm not sure, but this is like the ultimate, one of the ultimate Lana Del Rey books. The beach, the sea, the like, oh, just everything in it just screams like Lana Del Rey. Like definitely some of her like earlier stuff as well. I think it really like portrays that through this book, and it's just one of my favorite books ever. I'm obsessed with it. And it's all about this young girl, and she lives in the south of France in Bordeaux with her dad in this big house on the French coast, and her dad is just remarried or has just got a new wife, and it's all about the complexities of like accepting someone, and kind of it's also got some like romance and some love in it, but it's more about like the relationship of like being controlled and being like replaced and like not really knowing where you stand and everything like that. And it's just so good, like I'm obsessed with it. So I would say this book definitely pairs with Salvatore. Like if you just listen to the first bit of Salvatore, like that is literally how the book feels. Like it's so crazy. I literally pressed play and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm literally like, it was, yeah, definitely the same, like kind of just like feeling. Like it's so crazy because you don't realize how much music can like impact like your feelings like towards the book and like everything like that, but I played it and I was like, oh, this is literally the same, like the same feeling I get. So that's definitely like one of my favorite books, but also with Lana Del Rey vibes. I think that's why I love it so much. And then the next set of books are books that I think would fit the vibe, but I haven't read them. So I've just like heard about these books, so I've like watched videos where they've been like recommended and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh my god, that's literally like so Lana Del Rey coded, but I just haven't got around to reading them because I haven't got that much time. So the first book called Lie With Me by Philip Besson, and it's also set in France, same as Bonjour Tristesse, and I love a little French book, so I want to read this so badly. But it's about a man like looking back on his first love and relationship with a boy in school who like didn't want the relationship to be known, like it was like a secret, like they couldn't speak to each other in school, but they still had like a very deep and meaningful like relationship. I thought the song that could go with it is Dark But Just a Game, because I think it's like, it is sad because this person wants to keep them like hidden and like hidden away, so I thought that would be like a good kind of pairing to go with that. The next book I've chosen is a non-fiction, and it is The White Album by Joan Didion. And this, I've read some Joan Didion before and it definitely gives like Lana Del Rey vibes. I read Play It As It Lays, and that, I would also recommend that as if you want to read a book with like Lana Del Rey vibes, like 100%. But I think The White Album gives more of a context to the 60s and 70s of California. That is definitely like portrayed in a lot of Lana Del Rey's music. I paired this one with California, obviously. I feel like I had to. I feel like it was like an obvious choice. And we know Lana Del Rey has a lot of love for California and Los Angeles, and I think these two would go really well together. The final book I've chosen is called Sirens and Muses by Antonia Ungres. Now this is a book set in New York, so it's kind of the other spectrum to California, Los Angeles. It's set in New York, all about these art students and like messy relationships and yearning and everything like that, and I feel like that is very much the vibe of like a lot of her earlier stuff. But I paired it with Brooklyn Baby. I thought this just goes so well. Like it's set in, it's kind of like a, I think the book is like supposed to be quite like gritty and raw and kind of unpacks what it's like to be an artist in New York, and obviously Lana Del Rey's been there and she's done that, so I thought those two would go really well together. So those are my recommendations and songs that I thought like went well together, but I really hope you enjoyed, because I enjoyed reading these books like so much and I love the vibe and everything like in them. So I'm really hoping you guys like will get some inspiration on like if you like Lana Del Rey and her music, and if you don't, here's some recommendations that could get you into her music, but also some books that like can go with it really well. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below any like any videos that you want to see, or any like book recommendations that you want to see, because that would be really appreciated. Bye.